What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again with another football video, where today we're going to be doing my Premier League predictions ahead of matchday number 4 in the Premier League. Before I do crack on with this video, I want to say a big thank you to today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore. SofaScore are going to keep you guys up to date with all the latest football scores from around the grounds. They'll keep you up to date with the latest match information, along with the latest lineups and all your good footballing needs, all in one place, all in one app. What I really like about SofaScore, not just limited to football, it's got you guys covered for all the scores and information that you guys want to go and follow, regardless of what sport it is that you enjoy. So do go and check out SofaScore. It's a free app to download, and anyone that does download SofaScore using my link in the description or the QR code on screen does help to support the future content created here on my channel. So having a look then at my performance for match day number 3, 2 correct scores, 1 correct result, 7 incorrect. Not great, giving myself a 3 out of 10. Good to get 2 correct scores, but just 1 correct result. Yeah, let's digest. So starting off then, match day number 3, Saturday 30th of August 2025. I had Chelsea down as 2-0 winners in the early kickoff against Fulham. Spot on with that one. And then moving on to the 3 PM games, I had Manchester United down as a narrow 2-1 winners against Burnley. That finished 3-2. Needed a last kick of the game penalty for Manchester United to win that game. So as expected, a close game. Nearly correct with that one. And then I had Sunderland down as 2-1 winners against Brentford. Again, spot on with that one. Then it all went downhill. I had Spurs down as 2-0 winners against AFC Bournemouth at home. Didn't happen, of course. Spurs enjoy beating Manchester City and following them results up with losses in games that really they should be winning. And this is why Tottenham Hotspur end up being a little inconsistent, and Thomas Frank feeling the effects there of Tottenham's inconsistencies. And if Tottenham want to be challenging for big major trophies, and they want to be making a top 4 spot come the end of the season, you need consistency. Obviously showing the capabilities of being able to beat good teams like Manchester City. Yeah, going up against a match at home against Bournemouth, which, no disrespect to Bournemouth, they are a good team. You've got to turn up and play to the best of your ability, because if you don't, you're going to get stung by a lot of Premier League teams, not just by Bournemouth. So good win there for Bournemouth, bad result for Spurs. I had Wolves down and Everton down as a 1-1 draw. Couldn't call it. Everton managed to pick up a fantastic away victory on the road by 3-2. And then I had Leeds down as 2-1 winners against Newcastle. That game finished 0-0. Still a good point that for Leeds. Newcastle probably quite content with a point on the road as well. Just gets them ticking points along. Teams don't tend to have much fluency, in particular in the first few games of the season. And as we keep hitting international break through September, October and November, it is quite difficult for teams to find that fluency. And then on Sunday, I've had a disaster. I had Man City down as 3-1 winners against Brighton, thinking that they'd learned the lessons from last season. They didn't. They went 1-0 up and then conceded 2 goals in the second half and lost that game. Exactly what happened last season. That's what happened this season. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it. Let's move on. Nottingham Forest had them down as 1-0 winners against West Ham. Cracking away victory that for West Ham. Exactly what they needed. 3-0 on the road against Nottingham Forest. I think that Nuno Espirito Santo very much has felt the impact of Nottingham Forest owner in being sacked. I don't think he should have been sacked. I think he did a cracking job last season and deserved to be given time to see what he could do for this season. It hasn't happened, and they've ended up hiring Ange Postecoglou, which has obviously been in the pipeline for quite a while, because that took no time at all to get sorted. I had Liverpool down as a 2-2 draw at home against Arsenal. It finished 1-0 to Liverpool. Arsenal managed to lose that game. So, yeah, Liverpool, I can see them running away with it if they manage to get that consistencies. Yeah, real good win for Liverpool. Bad result for Arsenal. And then Aston Villa against Crystal Palace. That down as 2-1 win for Aston Villa. Finished 3-0 Crystal Palace. Cracking result for Crystal Palace, and goes to show again, as I was saying with the Spurs-Bournemouth game, if you're not going to turn up and play to the best of your ability, there's lots of teams in the Premier League who will turn up and play a real good game, and they will surprise you and will beat you. And that's exactly what's happened here with Aston Villa. Not turned up, Crystal Palace have, and managed to pick up a comprehensive 3-0 win. So 2 correct scores, 1 correct result, 7 incorrect. Not my best performance, 3 out of 10. And I want to move on. I want to move on now, because international break done and dusted. We're here ready for match day number 4, starting off on Saturday 13th of September 2025. Starting off at the Emirates Stadium in North London, you've got Arsenal taking on Nottingham Forest, 12:30 PM BST kickoff time, with the game being broadcast live in the UK on TNT Sports. Can't say anything other than Arsenal winning this game. I'm sure there'll be a frosty reception for Ange Postecoglou. Just how much impact is he going to have on the Nottingham Forest players, with only a few days to work with them ahead of one of the most difficult difficult away games that he could have hoped for. Can't see anything other than Arsenal winning that game, so going 3-0 winners there for Arsenal. AFC Bournemouth are taking on Brighton. I'm going with Bournemouth to follow up their win against Tottenham on the road with a home victory here, going with a 2-1 win for Bournemouth in the first of 3 p.m. games against Brighton and Hove Albion. And then to Selhurst Park, you've got Crystal Palace taking on Sunderland. I think this will be quite a narrow game. Wouldn't rule out Sunderland doing something, but I think Crystal Palace will be too strong for Sunderland, so going 2-1 winners for Crystal Palace. And then to the Hill Dickinson Stadium on Merseyside, you've got Everton taking on Aston Villa. I'm going with Everton to carry on with, they've looked pretty good so far in my opinion. I'm going 2-1 winners for Everton against Aston Villa, and Aston Villa's woes to continue. And then to West London, you've got Fulham taking on Leeds United. I think Fulham will be too strong for Leeds, so I'm going 2-0 solid win for Fulham this weekend. And then up north to the northeast, Newcastle United taking on Wolverhampton Wanderers at St James's Park. I think Newcastle will be too strong for Wolves. I think that Newcastle get an early goal, will build on that, going 3-0 win for Newcastle. And then in the 5:30 p.m. BST kickoff, you've got West Ham United taking on Tottenham Hotspur over in East London. I'm going with a 1-1 draw for this one. Weren't sure on how to call this one, so going with a 1-1 draw. Maybe playing it a bit safe. That game being broadcast live on Sky Sports in the UK. And speaking of games being broadcast live on Sky Sports in the UK, takes us to the 8 p.m. Saturday evening game to West London once more. A bit of a West London derby. You've got Brentford taking on Chelsea, and I'm going with Chelsea to continue their good form so far, with them picking up a narrow win against Brentford by 2-1. And then moving across to Sunday, 14th of September 2025, starting off in Lancashire. You've got Burnley taking on Liverpool. That game kicking off at 2 p.m. BST in the UK, with the game being broadcast live on Sky Sports. I think Liverpool are going to be too strong for Burnley, and I'm going for Liverpool to get a comprehensive job there done, and I'm going 3-0 Liverpool for that match. And then finally, 4:30 p.m. BST, with the game being broadcast live on Sky Sports, Manchester City taking on Manchester United. Man City got a little bit of an injury crisis. We'll see just how bad that injury crisis is. City needing a response after back-to-back defeats. Manchester United, again, like City, not really got going so far this season, so a big game for both teams, and it could be a catalyst for one of the teams that, if they can win that game, to start finding a bit of form and finding their feet. Man City being the home team, hopefully we can have some players back from injury, and hopefully we can go in and play a really good game and not have back-to-back defeats at home and losing the Manchester derby as well. So I'm trying to be as optimistic as I can, and I'm hoping that City will learn their lessons. We didn't learn our lessons against Brighton, and this game against United is a game that we lost. I thought it was a game that City played perfectly fine up until around the 88th minute last season at the Etihad Stadium. We were 1-0 up, getting the job done, and then a couple of mistakes, and Manchester United managed to spring a couple of quick goals, and United ended up coming out of the Etihad with 3 points. And I'm hoping that Man City are going to learn them lessons. If they do go 1-0 up, keep building, push and try and get that second goal, and manage the game, manage the pace of the game, manage the expectations, and get the job done. We didn't do that last season, and hopefully we've learned the lessons. We didn't learn our lessons against Brighton, and we need to start learning these lessons. Otherwise, Manchester City could be in for an even more difficult season than what they had last season. So that's not what we want. Want to get back to winning ways. Hopefully we can have players back from injury sooner rather than later, and we can pick up a win. And I'm going to back Manchester City here. I have to back Man City. It's a Manchester derby, going 2-0 Manchester City. So they have been my predictions. Do let me know your predictions in the comments below. What do you think is going to happen in match day number 4, including in the Manchester derby? Is Manchester going to be blue, or is it going to be red by Sunday evening? Do let me know in the comments below. Also, don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up on today's video. That would be much appreciated. Do subscribe if you're new around here. It is free to subscribe. I'm going to keep you guys up to date with all the latest football content, City content, and lots for you guys to enjoy. So if you are new around here, don't forget to subscribe. It is free. Social media links are in the description too if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships or any videos or any general business inquiries. And finally, I want to say a big thank you to today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore. I'll see you guys all again real soon for the next video. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.